You're listening to the 412 podcast from FBC Mustang in Mustang, Oklahoma, where we take you behind the scenes as we equip the saints for the work of the ministry. I'm Jeremy Davis, your host. Let's get started. What is it that you're looking forward to the most?
Great chance to get to know people better.
It is an absolute madhouse.
I try to find a place with good salads.
So 3 sermons a day.
I never did youth ministry, mainly because I'm scared.
It feels good up here.
We run to the woods thinking, Lord, take my life. I'm done.
Often how I prepare my own heart. I'm looking and reading and thinking.
We had students in the room, 6th through 12th graders, singing at the top of their lungs the doxology.
The engine that is pulling the train should be truth.
I like it.
I like it too.
Okay.
Welcome to another episode of the 412 podcast. We are so glad that you have joined us as we are looking behind the scenes at our pastoral staff. We're going to be talking to our pastors and their wives and getting to know them better. And maybe for some of you, getting to know them for the first time. Today, we have our worship pastor and his wife, John and Aaliyah Brewer. So how's it going?
Good. Glad to be here.
Glad you guys are here. Thanks for making the time to be here and carving this out in your schedule. Okay, so let's start off with how long have you guys been at the church? Introduce your family. How long have you been married? Those kind of basic things about you.
Right on. We came to the church in late June, early July of 2010. Yeah. So we've been here at this point just over 15 years. And Aaliyah, how long have we been married?
19 years.
19 years.
As of June.
June 2006.
Okay.
So, yeah. And she snagged me up in high school and never let me go. And I was a sophomore. She was a senior.
Wow.
It was drama.
Yeah.
At my house. And, we started dating at the end of that year. My dad assumed, because she was getting ready to go off to A&M, he assumed that she was going to go and this thing would kind of fizzle out. So they gave us permission to date. And she stayed at A&M for about 2 weeks.
True story.
Before returning, just decided it was not for her. She didn't want to be that far away from home at that point in her life. Came back, went to community college, and my parents were like, oh, no.
Oh, no.
What are we going to do? And they had already given us permission, and sure enough, we stayed together, dated all throughout my high school career. Aaliyah went to 5 proms in her high school years.
That is also true.
And so
5 proms.
She was kind of over it by my senior year, but she went off to San Angelo State the second half of my senior year, and then decided she wanted to pursue finish her degree at North Texas, which is also where I was going to go for my music degree. That was not because we were trying to figure out where to go to school so that we could stay together. It truly was the best for what we wanted to pursue academically. Yeah. So we went to North Texas together, and tell them about, kind of what you do for work and your degree programming and what that looks like. So
I'm a speech pathologist, so I did my undergraduate at University of North Texas and then went on to do my graduate work there as well. And then I started doing speech therapy in the school settings. And then when we moved up here, I was able to kind of expand and do that in the schools and then some private settings. And then with the state program, which goes into homes and stuff.
Yeah. Very cool.
So she graduated with her master's on the same day I graduated with my undergrad at North Texas. And then she immediately went into the workforce and really supported us while I was going to seminary, because I went straight from undergrad to seminary at Southwestern. Yeah. And so we were living in the Arlington area. She was working there. I was going to school in Fort Worth.
You were also working.
I was working 3/4 time at a church in the HEB area. And we did that I went to school for 3 years, and we had our first son, Luke, right as I was trying to do my comprehensive exams. Like, he came March 3rd. My exams were like March 20-something. I didn't know if I was going to make it. And Lord was kind. We were able to stay on for a year at that church full time so that we could kind of get our feet on the ground. and then we ended up getting connected with Michael here, and
Yeah.
and then transitioned here.
Very cool. And what year did you say that was?
Which part? That was we talked about a lot.
When you came here.
2010.
2010.
Yeah.
Okay. So 2010, at the time of this recording, it's 2025. So 15 years you've been here. And I'm sure you've seen a lot of change and shifting in the church. You've seen a lot of people, certainly a lot of people come to the church. It's like a different place, I'm sure.
Yeah. We talk about that a lot, that it feels like a different church
Yeah.
than what we came to, but in a good way.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be here otherwise. And
Yeah.
that's part of the life and how the life of churches, as they grow and evolve with different leadership, they should look differently
Right.
than they did 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But we've headed in a right direction, I believe, and I'm very thankful for our senior pastor's leadership in that
Yeah.
regard. I feel like the DNA of our church is highly defined at this point and
Yeah.
highly refined.
Yeah.
It used to it was different in its aims,
Right.
but that's been sharpened, and that's also affected even the music ministry and the types of things that we do.
Mm-hmm.
But once that was all locked in, I feel like our church has really just settled into who we are and have
Yeah.
been able to thrive with that unique identity.
Yeah, that's very cool. And I'm sure over the years you have also changed quite a bit as you think about just ministry and philosophy and all that. But before we talk about that, share just briefly how you came to know the Lord.
So I grew up in a worship pastor's home. My dad still actively serves the church right now. And so he's been in worship ministry for over 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm fortunate to have grown up in the home of two very strong believers with a legacy of strong believers.
Yeah.
And so the Lord was kind to me in that. So I was surrounded by church things. The old stupid saying that I was Baptist before I was a believer is true. I feel like the Lord, as best as I could at a really early age, I responded to the things that were being presented to me in church. And as I got a little bit older, I questioned how much I truly understood. And I think that's the journey of a lot of people that grow up in the church. It's that fine line of when was I truly saved versus what is just the process of sanctification. And
Right.
so I would say really closer to the age of 10, which is still young by many standards. I truly felt I understood the nature of the gospel and what I was responding to.
Mm-hmm.
I can still remember sitting around the kitchen table with my parents, just trying to nail down the truths of the gospel and my response to it, and understanding that I needed Christ and why I needed Christ.
Yeah.
And then obviously the Lord has continued to unpack those things for me as I've grown and matured. But
Yeah.
that's in a nutshell, at least for as far as the stage of life that I was in. But Aaliyah's story is different.
My family is a little bit different. My parents divorced when I was young. We were in a church, but as far as I knew, my mom is a first-generation believer. We were raised in church. We attended church. I went to Vacation Bible School and gave my life to the Lord there. And then I really didn't start studying and being discipled even until I went to studies and stuff like that in high school with my mom. And then when I was in college and even at the beginning of our marriage, I did a lot more Bible study and discipleship with actually another pastor's wife and with some much older people in the church that were so kind to let me come to crash their study.
Which is important. We need older
Absolutely.
believers in our life, and that discipleship on display. That's really good. Okay, so talk a little bit about ministry. You said you've been here for 15 years. Talk about how obviously your family has changed over those 15 years. you've had a few more kids since you've gotten here, and let's talk about maybe just kind of your philosophy of ministry and how it has kind of shifted. And I'm sure that you could spend hours talking about those things and the nuances of it, but kind of briefly, just kind of bring us up to speed on kind of maybe where you were and where you are today.
Sure. Lee, why don't you just kind of talk about our family and how old was Luke when we came, and then what's happened since then?
Luke was about 16 months, and then we have had 3 more boys since then, and so Luke is now 16, and then we have a 12-year-old. He's going to turn 13 next month, and then we have a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old.
And if you're counting, that's 4 boys.
4 boys.
Which is a total of 5 boys in your home.
That is correct.
Yeah.
So we're all going to pray for Leah.
She is the Spartan queen of our household. She often refers to it as the frat house, and rightfully so.
Oh, that's funny.
We love it. They're great kids, and we're so thankful that they've gotten to grow up in this church.
Yeah.
We talk about that often. This church is so healthy. And it's not perfect. We say that as a staff. We admit that we are not perfect, but we do try to be faithful. And I'm so thankful for our children's ministry and our student ministry.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how strong they are and how they have come alongside us as parents to strengthen what we're trying to enforce in the home.
Yeah.
And we're never having to correct information that they're getting here, nor are we having to try to supplement what's lacking, from this place. So I'm grateful for that.
Well, and let me say, as a guy, I've said this to you several times. I've said this to a lot of people, but just for podcast record, I'm a guy who I'm literally 5 years behind you, just in life and ministry and with my family. My oldest is 11. Your boys are just excellent. I love interactions with them, and I've had an interaction with all 4 of them at different points where they engage in the conversation. They act like men. Even your youngest, Knox, just recently, just a few weeks ago, I saw him in the office. I was like, "Hey, Knox, how you doing?" He turns, looks at me, sticks his hand out to shake my hand, says, "I'm good. How are you doing?" I mean, just engages, and you've got some great kids, and I really admire your family. I really look up to you guys, and so I'm grateful for that example you're setting for so many in the church, I'm sure.
Thank you.
And just the way you're raising your boys.
Well, we appreciate that. It's nice to hear from others because we're so close to it, and sometimes we can get frustrated and discouraged, just like any other parents.
Sure.
Of course.
And we often feel like they are who they are in spite of us, not because of us. And so we're grateful and recognize that's truly just the grace of the Lord that's being kind to us through our intentionality, and in spite of our failures. But that's how our family has changed in terms of just ministry and who I am as a pastor. I think a lot of that has been refined over the past 15 years, just serving alongside Michael. He immediately forces his staff to be in the Word and make the Bible the priority of every area of ministry. So I'm incredibly grateful for that standard. I can always remember after I first got here as a group of pastors, we went to visit an older lady in her home. She was sick, and we were just going to be an encouragement, and we were standing around her. And then Michael said, "All right, we're just going to go around the circle for just a minute, and our guys are each just going to share something from God's Word that would be an encouragement to you." Mind you, he didn't tell us to bring our Bibles, and this was really before we had Bibles on our phones at this point. And so I'm like, all right, how can I turn John 3:16 into a little Devo here? But I don't remember what I came up with, but it was enough to get me through the moment. But it was also enough to say, all right, this is real life, and this is what ministry looks like. And if you've got to have the Word central to everything that you do. So that's changed some things. I grew up, my dad was a builder. He had, in terms of his ministry, just huge impact in the community, and I went to a very large church in the DFW area that was it was excellent in everything that it did in terms of its platform presence, and I thought that was just going to be a plug and play model for me here. But I've realized that's not a plug and play model for every church, and you've got to know who the people are and your pastor's vision for the church to be able to lead successfully here. And so with that has come a very intentional shift towards prioritizing congregational singing at the expense of everything else. We still do choir features, but the choir is there to support and enhance congregational singing, and just a priority on the lyric and making sure that it is rich in theology and biblical truth. For the sake of edifying all that are there. And so once we kind of refined that, for me, I really felt I was able to settle into ministry here in the life of First Baptist Mustang.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so talk a little bit about ministry that you guys get to share together, things you get to be involved in. Obviously, there's a lot of music ministry and a lot of things going on, but how do you get to do music together?
Well, I go to choir, so I see him on Wednesday nights, and I'm a part of that. We don't talk at that, though. But I do get to lead Kinder Praise with other volunteers, which is our preschool and kindergarten choir, and I've been doing that since we have been here. So for 15 years, I've been a part of that ministry, and we have seen it grow and change, and just fell in love with teaching kids to praise through music.
Yeah, and I will say that if there is any part of my ministry that is in any way viewed as successful, it is entirely because I have the support of a very faithful wife alongside me. I am never having to fight against the grain or go against the tide. She makes it very easy for me to do ministry here. When I have to be gone, she makes it very easy for me to be gone. And she makes it very easy for me to reintegrate when I come back into family life. She never holds that over me. She never uses it as a bargaining chip. And when I return, she's never like, here's the kids. I'm out for the next couple of nights because I'm going to go, make up for lost time with my friends. She makes ministry here a joy for me. She supports me in ways that the church will never know. In terms of just ministry can be hard. But she's my number one confidant. She's my number one counselor, and she's my greatest accountability partner to say, hey, you're kind of being an idiot right now. And here's some things that you need to kind of tweak and fine tune so that I can be the best that I can be. And if I didn't have a wife like that, ministry for me would look very different.
Yeah. That's awesome. What a great testimony. Okay, so talk a little bit about date night for you guys. If you are going out on a date, what's a typical date night look like?
What is he talking about? It ebbs and flows, honestly, because of just I've been thinking about lately. We are due, but we have something pretty much every night of the week, all the way through Friday night right now with kids' activities. So it does make it hard. I don't love going out on Saturday night just because I want to be home and trying to turn my eyes and heart and mind towards the next morning. But when we do go out, we're pretty routine driven. So what does that look like in your mind, baby?
We're foodies.
Yeah, we like to try new places to eat, and so our main form of entertainment is food. And that's probably unhealthy, but it is.
We don't get to do it very often, so it's fine.
Very often, but we're not much of movie people. It truly is. We just want to go out and eat
and visit when we can actually visit.
We catch up. I have started. You'll appreciate it. I've started making a list on my phone of what I want to talk about on date night.
Love it.
Because we just in the evenings we truly don't have time to walk through that. Because we're 90 miles an hour all the way up until bedtime. And our bedtime we're getting older, and so we start fading before our children.
They're putting us to bed now.
And
we're
so I'm like, can you just tuck me in and give me a little nightcap and send me on my way? But so honestly, at that point, we're often too tired to talk through things. So we have to be very intentional. And fortunately, right now, Fridays are a little bit slower days for both of us. I don't work on Fridays, and
you don't either
at this
not
point.
Right now. This is my first time to not be working on Fridays.
We get to catch up on that day.
Awesome, very cool. Okay, Aaliyah, what for you is a hobby or interest? Something that when you're not wrestling kids, not doing speech pathology stuff and all of that. What is something that interests you?
Cooking. That's what I do. I do it for fun. I make up recipes and I look up recipes and I read cookbooks. Just cooking. Yeah.
Very cool. John, what about you?
I've started entering jousting tournaments.
Have you?
No.
Okay.
But that would be really cool.
That would be.
No, I guess combatively related. My main hobby right now is jiu-jitsu. I've been doing that for a couple of years, so it's a great outlet for me.
Yeah.
I love doing things physical, but it's hard to think about anything else while someone's trying to strangle you. So it's a great form of counseling. You can't think about your problems, and if you start your day with someone who outweighs you by 30 pounds trying to break your arm or strangle your neck, your day only goes up from there.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
it sets the bar, and you can
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
my favorite is when you come in the morning acting completely normal, gash across your neck or some kind
right
of scrape.
in this moment right now, my nose is bruised and I have a gash across the back of my neck that looks like I got in a knife fight at the fair.
Yeah. I think you should come up with some good stories. To go with those.
We should do a podcast just on jiu-jitsu and Christianity and how all the parallels that I've come up with.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are going to plan something. Let's do vacation. You're going to plan a vacation, get away with the boys. What are you guys doing?
Hiking, mountains, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, we try to do stuff outdoors.
It's cheaper.
Yeah,
It's way cheaper.
we did a Grand Canyon deal, Bryce Canyon, Zion National Park a few years ago, and our kids absolutely loved it. We
They
can't afford
actually said
every year, but
that's their preference over Disney World that we did several years
thankfully
ago.
we can't afford that either. But this year fall break we're going to Arkansas or something like that,
In Kentucky.
and doing some
No,
Kentucky.
Kansas.
Kansas,
Mhm.
the other K. Yeah. Just get outdoors and but we're not campers. We're not like that outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just something active.
Yeah.
I would be a camper. He is not a camper.
No, give me a hotel and mint on my pillow, please.
He's a glamper.
Lamper. Okay.
Jeremy's a camper.
Yeah, we're campers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like to sleep in a tent.
Yeah,
that's a lot of fun.
Makes one of us.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So I really appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate your ministry. Thank you for the last 15 years and hopefully another 30 more.
Well, I appreciate it, and to anybody that actually listens to this, we so appreciate this church and the people here. They make doing ministry here a joy. All ministry is hard, but they make ministry here as easy as it possibly can be. And I know Michael has said that before, but I echo what he has said. This church is not perfect, but it is a great place to serve, and that's because we have great people to serve alongside.
Yeah.
So thank you.
That's wonderful. We do have a wonderful church. And church, we're so grateful that you listen and join us every other week for the 412 podcast. Until next time, we'll see you. This podcast is made possible by the members of First Baptist Mustang. This podcast is produced by John Osmus, our Director of Media, artwork by Olivia Travis, Director of Communications, and music by Pastor John Brewer, Worship Pastor here at FBC Mustang. For more information about First Baptist Church in Mustang, you can go to fbcmustang.org. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the 412 podcast.